Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Ed Wolfe, Vice President of Business Development for WG Security Products in the U.S. The Silicon Valley has long been the country's center of technological innovation, so it should come as no surprise that WG is located at its very heart in San Jose, California. Incorporated in California in 1998, WG has been turning heads in the EAS industry with its ingenuity and out-of-the-box thinking since its inception. While their concentration remains on loss prevention and asset protection solutions, their products know no bounds, with applications ranging from warehouse and storage locations to hospitals and correctional institutions. WG is guaranteed to have a technologically advanced answer to your monitoring questions. Their international staff of engineers works hard every day to provide tomorrow's answers to today's questions, featuring outside-of-the-box thinking that their competitors just can't match. WG is bringing loss prevention solutions into the 21st century and beyond. WG was formed in Asia more than a decade ago. They maintain their international presence with corporate and warehousing locations in California, Shanghai, and Germany. Their products can be seen all over the world, from Eastern Europe and Asia, in the Middle East, to Africa, Australia, and the Americas. Their expansive business partner network abroad and regional specialists in the U.S. ensure that WG is never too far away from you. WG has made its mark in being the solution provider for chronic shortage problems for many retailers who look to them for answers. Ed, welcome and thanks for being here today.
Well, thank you, Gus. It's good to be here.
You know, can you give us a few examples of the chronic problems that your customers have and why they look at WG to find the solutions?
Well, the chronic issue is you're working at something, you're trying to find a solution. No one has an answer for you, so you sit down with a solution provider like us and you work out that problem. And we'll analyze the issue. I'll give you an example. One of our customers had a real problem with handbags. They had a remote stockroom. And so there was a real issue of whether it was on-floor theft or by shoplifters or internal theft. So we developed an RFID-based system where the two systems talk to each other. And if it was internal theft, they wouldn't be able to take it because by moving it from the stockroom to the selling floor, it was accounted for. And so as a result, they implemented the system and the shortage went to virtually zero because we had covered it that way. Another customer had a problem with what is typically called wardrobing. It's where a woman will buy a dress solely to go to one party and then return it as if she hadn't worn it, and then consequently just basically rent it for free, if you will. So they came to me, this customer came to me and asked us to design a tag that would fall apart. They could take off without any implements. They didn't need scissors, something like that, and was stylish. In about an 8-week time frame, we were able to get complete approval from their company as to the look of the tag, and they implemented the system. And they've been doing it now for 4 or 5 years. They love it. Several other retailers have now picked up on that same sort of solution, and so all of our successful products, honestly, have come from the request of a retailer to solve a unique problem, because EAS has been around such a long time. It's the uniqueness that helps us to be helpful.
Mm-hmm. So this wardrobing tag, that's the seal tag, right?
Yeah, we call it the seal tag because the front of the tag looks like a wax seal. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's the seal tag.
And the concept is that once the customer takes it home, purchases it and takes it home, if they break the seal tag, they can't return it.
That's correct.
Okay. And then that impacts returns. in wardrobing and such significantly, I would imagine.
Well, it's interesting because it does, but the biggest impact that this has had has really been on mark out of stock or damages, because a lot of these women will go to a party, they'll get makeup on their dress, they'll spill things on their dress, yet they still want to return it. So they return it, it's not sellable. The store gives them the full credit for it, and then they have to mark it out of stock or damage it out to zero, so they lose the full value of that dress.
And this really came about as a result of a TV show, Sex and the City with Jessica Parker?
Yeah, they actually shot it. They shot this in a. The entire episode was about this concept where Sarah Jessica Parker had to go to a party, didn't have enough money for a dress, and so she thought this process up, and they filmed it, and I think that practice was born.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Ninja, your Ninja tag. The development of it and so on, and that was requested by a customer as well. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I think the thing is that in its day, SpiderWrap and BoxGuard were very effective. They continue to be effective, except that they carry with them a tremendous amount of labor to put on the tag, take off the tag at point of sale. They get all tangled up, and so.
And we're talking about boxed merchandise, larger boxed merchandise.
Any kind of boxed merchandise. It can be a clamshell merchandise as well. And as a result, one of our customers came to us and said, "Man, there's got to be a better way. I mean, this is killing us." And so we designed a couple different variations and finally finished on centered on the one tag that we currently sell today. It's called Ninja, and it's a very simple application. It goes on in about four or 5 seconds, and you take it off in that length of time at point of sale. And it does as good, if not better, a job than SpiderWrap does, because what I found with the customers that have been testing this product and then ultimately buy it is that they find that the compliance to tagging is so much better because it's so much easier to put it on. Mm-hmm. So consequently, it really adds value that way. Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked last year about WG's ability to remote monitor systems installed with Wi-Fi, GSM capability. I mean, was this a solution to a chronic problem as well? And can you talk to us about the technology itself?
Yeah, the issue of repair or maintenance of EAS systems has always been a problem. It is the nature of the business. And so
because of the technology, because of the
nature that the electronics are so hot in stores these days, people will put in another Wi-Fi system in their store, or they'll install another electronic device in the store that might interact with the EAS system. A store down the way could introduce a new EAS system that isn't compatible with the one that's in the store, and so you'd need to send a tech out to the store, and it
throws it out of whack and makes it go off and stuff.
Well, and the key to it, and the funny part about that is that 90% of the time you don't need no extra parts. You just need to have a tech go out to the store and tune it. And what does that do? That takes a couple days to do that. It costs them a couple $100 to do that, $300 or so. But that's just the nature of the EAS business, regardless of what systems you buy, whether it's from us or our competitors. So, as a result of that, we started developing a Wi-Fi system that you could remotely tune, remotely monitor, and remotely tune several years ago. And then Target had their data breach. And all of a sudden, Wi-Fi systems were completely out of touch, and as a result, we then, because we liked the initial Wi-Fi feedback we got, we decided to add a GSM or a cellular hotspot to every one of our systems, so it
stays off the company's network.
Yeah, they don't see it. Good. We can help them to see it, and we can give them access to it, but they don't. It doesn't have anything to do with them.
Right.
And as a result of that, I just did a demonstration for one of our customers the other day for a store that they did, and they were watching it remotely on camera while that was going off, and the customer, and watching their customer, watching their customers react to it, watching their employees react to it, because we could tune it, set it off, we can turn off the alarm remotely. It's great. The other key element there is that you're able to give them a report that they can then evaluate their own investment to determine whether it's working or not, where typically you can't do that.
How does WG's 4-alarm tag program called Wave fit into the problem solution category, and what was the original genesis of that product?
Well, the biggest problem that I experienced, one of the biggest problems I experienced at Macy's in the early 2000s was that people were taking off the tags, defeating the tags, alarming tags with magnets. It's becoming more prominent now. And so we developed Wave, with a binary code with an IR detector. The way the tag is unique to that detacher, and you can't replicate it. So by taking it off with a magnet, it'll still alarm. And you need to have a detacher that's actually fixed to the wrap stand in order to take it off. It's been tremendously successful in those areas that they wanted to convert to that, add additional security.
Well, in defeating the semi-pro that comes in with a magnet in the store with the sole purpose or intention of stealing.
That's correct.
Okay. So anything else that?
Well, just the very last thing is just recently we had, one of our customers decided was having a real problem with normal defeated EAS tags. And as a result, we have introduced to them what we call a HyperLock Tag, which has been basically based in Europe, and our European division uses it. And it's twice as strong as a super lock. And those HyperLock magnets are not available in the U.S. today. They may become in the future, but they're not today. So we've introduced that one into this company, and we're going to be testing to see if how that actually impacts their defeats.
Yeah. Thanks for being here today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching. So until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.